There were times within our innocent youth where we are able to impose such a pure and relentless form of determination to get what we want. We would stop at nothing to get it and would not settle for anything less than what we constantly visualize about, to the point where we passionately express our intimately pure anger and disappointment should we come up short or unable to reach where we set our vision initially. But even then, still, we do not stop, no matter how delusional we seem to everyone. As we grow up, like mentioned in the last video, we will eventually develop several doubts in ourselves, because we will inevitably encounter critical, life-changing resistances and misfortunes that will push us to extensively question and wonder of the limitations of our capabilities, potential, and worthiness. A lot of people let these doubts take control of the narrative of their mental framework, until they eventually overwhelm their subconscious and inadvertently letting them parasitically morph into a self-limiting prophecy through the practical implementation of personal sabotages. Passivity, inaction, stagnation, self-sedation, self-deprecation, irrational excuses, you name them all. They just completely give up and concede of their vision only after the first couple of encounters of struggle and resistance. Or even worse, before any encounter of struggle and resistance. Folding under the pressure, crumbling within the pain, and swiftly losing the clear vision they once had. Relinquishing all forms of hope just because they are unable to admit and be consciously blunt with themselves that they want what they want bad enough. To reach a plausibly high milestone or end goal, we have to develop and eventually possess an immeasurably mulish form of tenacity, an unquenchable thirst, and an inexhaustible desire to see and experience the other side of the coin, the bright side. We have to be fearless enough, and most importantly, brutally honest enough to ourselves that we sickeningly dislike the idea of settling for less than what we want. We are morbidly unsatisfied with only being quote-unquote close to our ultimate goal. We blatantly refuse to accept anything less than what we have envisioned for ourselves. It's either we make it to where we want, or we die trying to get there. To do this, you would have to discard any hints of doubt in your own capabilities when you encounter a seemingly hard or even impossible resistance to overcome, by bluntly and savagely cutting off your tendencies to deprecatively think and pathetically wallow about yourself, and start to adopt the ruthlessly candid and vigorous narrative of purely punching a hole through that resistance by any means necessary. To do this, you must attack the problem or resistance from many different angles, utilizing various different methods, even those that you have not tried before, and going so far as considering and trying those unorthodox ways that you think might not work, because it's too practically insane, or too improperly unethical, or too not pro-social to be applied. You might even start to feel yourself descending into isolated madness, or even entering a very dangerously intimate obsession. But this is what it takes for you to reach a level that most people won't reach, or didn't even know of its existence. You have to be obsessed with achieving glory. You must use every tricks and ways that you've learned so far, while simultaneously learning new tricks and ways in the process to synergize and utilize them all together. That way, you can attack the problem with a new sense of ferocity and boldness, to approach it with a significantly more calculated, creative, integrated, and sharpened set of tools. Keep pig-headedly chipping away at the problem until it eventually cracks and you finally felt that plateau being surpassed. Almost everything in this world can never withstand the unstoppable force of unleashed human perseverance. Everything can be cracked through dealing enough blows with enough force. A lot of people will call you unbelievably or otherworldly stubborn and delusional. And this usually comes from their own unresolved insecurities through being unconsciously intimidated, but secretly impressed and awestruck by your relentless focus, unprecedented boldness, and unwavering aura to reach a higher level, despite all the doubts, ridicules, misfortunes, and unbearably insufferable oppositional forces surrounding you and trying endlessly to penetrate your mindset and stop you from even trying. One of the things that you have to realize is that in any profession or practice or journey, there will